Okay, so the whole point of this YouTube channel for me is to basically talk about my entrepreneurial journey and the ups and downs of my journey. And yes, I have started quite a few various new things on creating my first travel vlog and starting a new business venture, which I still need to do a video on, which I will do shortly. Various different vlogs, and I'm also in two businesses, as a lot of you might know. And today I want to talk about shock invoices. And when I receive a shock invoice, what is it that I do? So let's find out straight after the intro. Okay, shock invoices. What are shock invoices, you might ask? Well, to me, a shock invoice is something I just don't see coming. Now, I scrutinize everything that goes. If it involves me having to pay something, I scrutinize it to every extent. I remember with the company we get our labor from, there was one invoice that they had sent me the once where I was like, I want to know what this is for. I'm not paying this until I know. And I had the guy call me the one day, and he was like, no, no, and I started talking, and he's like, okay, wait, Eugene, I'm actually going to have to go and find out and look at this to know exactly what you're talking about. Because I had so much information, and he was like, I kind of caught him off guard because when it comes to money that I have to leave that needs to be paid, I want to know what it's for. And he did come back to me and he broke it down, and afterwards I understood, and we have solved the issue. Because I don't want to get to the end of the year and then bam, he has this other new invoice that you're like, whoa, 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 where did that come from, dude? Now, I'm stuck in the same situation right now where I've just received four invoices, all four of them being a shock invoice where I was like, sorry, um, my first my first response was just to put the price, the because it's basically like 28K. So I was just like, 28K question mark. I want to know what that money's for. And that's just in the one business that I've downscaled, that it doesn't even have that many transactions coming in and out. There's hardly any work involved in running that account. And I should know because I have run my own accounts in the beginning. So I know that there's not a lot of transactions. I know with the second company, there is a lot more transactions. Yes, there is VAT that needs to be paid, so invoices need to go through to see what is vatable and what's not vatable and all this sort of stuff. So I get that. Okay. So when I got my four invoices from my accountant, and yes, bear in mind, if you go watch a couple of the other videos, she has done a lot of work recently to get my financials up to date. I've been with my accountant for 2 years now. We've just gotten 2 years worth of financials up to date. And now I have to pay for both years now. Do you see where I'm going with this? Why 2 years now? And what is the monthly fee I'm paying? There's a monthly fee every month that I pay for accounting, for processing and all of that. Then if it's being processed over the last 2 years, then why such a big bill at the end of the year? So, what do you do? Do you run your own company? And if you do, when you get a shock invoice, what do you do? Do you just pay it? Do you query it? Do you scrutinize it? And I've said to my accountant, sorry, I do this to anyone that gives me what I call a shock invoice. So there's gonna be a bit of explaining. Like, my biggest question is, if you know that at the end of the financial year that there's this cost, surely if you're trying to get an accounting client, like she is with me, I'm her client, then surely you say, okay, well, this is our monthly cost, and then there is this cost at the end of the year, and then there's also your company registration cost, and all these other costs that do come in during the year that you need to pay. Now, what we could do is we could structure it so that you pay these over a 12-month period instead of getting a shock invoice. So that's what happened with a previous company where I got the shock invoice the one day, and the guy explained to me for 2 hours. Right after that, I understood exactly why I needed to pay that money, and I have no problem with it. Okay? But what we did do is change it so that that fee was included in the fee I need to pay every month. So that it breaks that down to such small little numbers that you don't feel it on a weekly, monthly, whatever basis. But when you get to the end of you get like all of a sudden, like today in total, 4 invoices, it's like almost 50,000 rand. It doesn't sound like a lot in rands, but that's like 2,500, or a bit more, 2,700 pounds, or 22,000, no, I don't know, $3,800 or something. That's a lot of money. I like my money. I like my money where I can make my money work for me. I want to know. It's a lot of money, man. So yes, shock invoices. What do you do when you get one? Love to hear your comments. Please comment down below. If you found any value in this, please hit the subscribe button. This is all about my journey to becoming a successful entrepreneur, and getting an invoice like this. This is definitely how you handle this is key in what I think anyway. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in another video. Take care.